Heaven high, my friends, we're gathered here electronically in the wonderful technology of YouTube and Odyssey to bring and share the vibration of Yeshua, the Master, Original Christ frequency through the sacred clown ceremony Heyoka ritual Sunday service called Trey's Timeless 15 Minutes of Explain on this YouTube channel, Trey's Myths and Tones, and I'm Trey. The Holy Trinity in a sacred clown fleshy suit form. And today, my talk is called When Phony Limits Are a Dark Trick Preventing God's Life in You. I think it's way too freaking obvious that they don't really care about us. If you got through 2020 and you obeyed that crap and you still wearing a mask, you in some serious denial that they don't really care about us. By now it should be way obvious that the Draco don't really care about us. Except for a slave cyborg army and a source of snack or a energy drink, it's obvious, really obvious. They don't really care about us. Let's see, I really want to show you. I really want to show you higher D, but it takes a little time to remember higher D. My higher D to share with thee. I really want to show you the higher D, but it takes so long, my family. When phony limits are a dark trick preventing God's life in you. In other words, many times, in many ways, I've discussed this in many episodes, the limitations of our thoughts, our concepts, our dogma, the tricks of the church, the Draco insertion into the holy teachings of the Christos through the Roman Empire, through the Council of Nicaea in 325, as I said before. Then, in modern era, we have the government rules, the extra rules that you have to honor all of Satan's creations and none of the respectful foundations such as marriage and church. Or if they are being respectful, as far as the occasions when they are respectful, if possible. So, Ron DeSantis pointed this out to the world in 2020, saying that making children wearing masks to school was draconian. I found this, I got a chuckle off this because this was right when I first opened up or accepted the idea that the draconian race was trying to take the planet. So I thought, here's a guy who graduated from Yale University, where they have the Skull and Bones Club, which I don't know if he was in it or not, but coming from Yale, saying this comment that was draconian, I got a laugh. So, when phony limits are a dark trick preventing God's life in you, for me, it could be this thought that I'm not going to be able to do my best unless I have the greatest cannabis buzz, or that I need this town because it provides me with all of my basic needs besides housing and finding accessibility of mates. And this is all related to fears and also believing the dark side. Any place where I believe the dark side, or for example, that I need to stay in this tent, or that I need this artificial storm, that I need atmospheric river in its third iteration over me today. On a Sunday. Let's see. Or is that a coinkydink? It's happening on a Sunday, huh? No, the dark side is always obvious, people. Obvious. It's almost ridiculously silly. As Bart's Friday comedy show, they were just listing all the things they're doing and how silly they are, and it was funny. Okay? The New World Order is ridiculously pathetic. When it comes to self-respect and self-love, it doesn't have any. So goodbye, Dracos. Go back to Orion. Bye. Remember, exoteric Christianity or Krishna consciousness is a god in the sky. Now, is that the Demiurge? Is that the Anunnaki? Is that the Dracos? Is that your masters host? They're hosting you to these fake limits that are giving you these radio frequency broadcast into your thoughts of stupid ideas like, I am retarded, I can't do it, I can't change, I have to be in control, I have to have no sex, I have to have no movement, no expansion of my awareness. Is it possible those ideas are externally imposed? Or just in the same way as the coercion we saw openly in the year 2020? When they force people to take the jab or lose their jobs or lose their college ability to go to college. Again, that was, as Elena Danon said, the enemy coming out into the open, the adversary, the rainmaker letting us know, here we are, we run the world, and you're going to be our robot slaves. Aren't we clever? Not really. It's really pathetic when you think about it from the perspective of Christ awareness and self-respect. Okay, the Rainmaker adds nanobot encrusted atmospheric river to street musicians. For example, in my case, like if I wanted to bring my one-man band out today, they do this quite often on the weekend, huh? You know, the Jesuits, the Dracos, the Catholic conquistadores to begin with, the communist government in the end, they're always saying, do as we say or walk the plank, because we're the pirate overlord reptilians that run this planet. We're the reptile pirates that run your life. You must do as we say or we'll kill you. No, this is a free will planet. I'm sorry, brothers and sisters. Remember, the doctrine of discovery was repudiated about 5 or 7 years ago already by mainstream Christian Bible thumper churches officials. It was sanctioned by the reptilians and the Anunnaki authority, of course. So we can have, in the end, continental theft through war, bribery, threats, attrition, weakening us slowly. Why people say, I am not creative, okay? Where does this idea come from? Well, this is an implanted idea. Yes, you are creative. You just create in the style of a slave. These are lies, sins of omission, inconvenient to the fake theft-based unelected kings and the false authority that think they are taking over our planet as I speak quite quickly because they know even more rapidly than they're terrified of the obvious that more people like myself are sharing the truth and more like you are listening. The Salem witch trials, for an example from back in the day, and then more recently than that, we have quackery. This term was spread around before they spread their sick allopathic system to dominate and convince many people that was the only medicine. They said all the natural healers were quacks. Natural medicine doesn't work. Now, that's been proven to be bullshit, obviously. No, what you need is pure chemical poison like chemotherapy and black magic drugs like pharmakia, poisons, antipsychotics, antidepressants, and stuff that gives you permanent brain damage. What you need is something that is going to harm you. Bullshit. No, there's a reason why I can say this, because the Freedom of Information Act, watch their commercials, mainstream TV is so hypocritical. They're going to tell you, we love you, and then we got to kill you this way. Stay 666. Remember 2020, it said 666. No, don't. Please don't. Give it up. Repent. The lockdowns, those were externally imposed limits, right, in 2020 limits are usually institutional tyranny, okay, and the dark side. And the answer, of course, is to learn to respect yourself and your subconscious mind, your soul, and the planetary harmony of this whole planet and this spirit of humanity by denying the voices of the NPEs, the narcissistic predator entities, telling you what to do. Turn that fucking goddamn program off if you can. Instead, listen to the voice of the original creator that's more soft and it will never coerce, never tell you what to do. The God sovereign free voice of the Christos, which will always encourage you to remember that you are a part of God, you are sovereign, and you are free. And self-respect means inherently respecting the Creator. Learn what your real limits are. And then you can maybe transcend them if it's harmless and respectful. Okay, for example, when YouTube shadow banning middlemen decide a person in a tent in an unsanctioned spot, in other words, not paying rent, cannot become a spiritual teacher. It's against the hierarchy of the Saturn Cube slave tech system where everyone who has any power has to pay the rent or the property tax. Well, guess what? This is the basis of the inverted slavery society. So when I made paper advertisements, and then handed them out and got a few more subscribers, then it was decided by the secret society, dark side AI team, if not the humans working for them, that I would not be allowed to go online at the library, so I couldn't advertise more with papers. The dark side imposter gods always insert extra false, phony rules, and it's a big problem in California with all their arbitrary rules and laws. And look at the rentals and what the landlords say you can and can't do. 20 lists of arbitrary rules that you wouldn't have in another state, because they're scared of tweakers and thieves tearing up their stuff. All the mandates were unconstitutional, as far as I know, based in fear, bribery, and threat-based perceptual hijacks through hologramic insertions is one of the mind control schemes that the Zetas are used to do. Slaves cannot create. Meditation and or ganja, cannabis, having quiet space can really, and meditating or taking cannabis, and it can really help to open you up to let the real God, divine creator in. Taking psilocybin or shrooms, not all the time, but at the most once a week or once a month or once a year, once every 6 months. I don't even find it that often. Or as soon as it becomes fully legal, I might do it once a week, so that I don't get too much tolerance on it. It can really help you to realize where your patterns were bullshit, where your thought limitations are the dark tricks or the dark sides, preventing the awareness of the creator, the creative, original, divine, harmless, respectful, open Christos, creator spirit from working within you. And so the shrooms can really help you see through that shit. You have to open up to let the real God in and see that the divine creator doesn't make rules to create a false structure. That's the demiurge, Lucifer, and Satan, and the elites, and they must do this to maintain their false power. So remove the perceptual force blinders, the positionality, your egos, and the NPEs that always get into your ego if you allow it and when you're scarcity of money and all those fake limits which are caused through perceptual blindness. You have to remove your perceptual horse blinders and limits to see the creative almighty within. This is the key. This is the reality. Okay? This is the way. It's very obvious, very simple. But it takes a lot of discernment and some discipline and practice to do it, and you can do it. God has blessed us all. Many blessings and one love. Hit subscribe if you hadn't before, and hit the notification bell for more. I love you, my family.